What to do with it, y'all? This your girl, Such a Craziness, and I'm coming to you, and you with another Word on the Street segment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. So, news broke out that Kenya Moore won't be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Now, with LilBSpot.com, they saying that their sources told them that there have been no talks between Kenya and the network about her returning for future seasons or any other projects, and there won't be. So it's like, is she fired indefinitely? Like she can't come back at all, or she just won't be back on this particular season? You know, they just like sit on the bench, honey. And she did take to her Twitter or her Instagram, you know, just basically appreciating all the love she's been getting and stuff like that. Now, one person I can say that's been riding for her and defending her has been her good girl, her good Judy, Miss Kandi Burruss. Now, if y'all don't remember, Kandi was doing an interview with what's his name, Young Jock, and his co-host had asked her, you know, aren't you glad you off the show, you don't have to deal with all this drama? And then she had brought up the fact that, yeah, man, you know, Kenya, I don't like how they doing her. Then they suspended her, so she spoke her piece about that.
I know a lot of people was like, she shouldn't have shown that. But this is Housewives. Like, how many times we done did something that you think somebody shouldn't do?
Now, since we know that she won't be returning at all, Candy had some things to say because she had did an interview with Page Six, and this was brought up, and this is what she had to say, y'all. Check it out.
We've had some crazy things happen on our show. And a lot of people were like, how could you support that? And I'm like, okay, at the end of the day, she didn't make up anything about somebody. She pulled some unfavorable receipts off the line, which may not have been the nicest thing to do. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it was the nicest comeback at someone. But, you know, when the ladies on our shows and on different shows on reality TV, when you say something to someone or you make a threat or you come at somebody in a negative way, you do not get to determine how strong the shade or whatever it is that's coming back at you. So that is my thing. Like, you know, being on the show for so long now, I've become, you know, so numb to some of this stuff that, like, people are like, that was so low. And I'm like, really? But we've seen Kenya walk into somebody else's event with a whole band before. Like, we've seen her walk into a nice event with butt pads on. With a, you know, with a,
she brought a cookie lady. What?
Yes, like, so I'm like, when did the rules become she had to be nice about it? So I was just like, you know, guys, I can't really get with, you know, the hateration and the fact that, you know, something similar has happened on one of the other shows. I'm just like, you know, she's not reinventing the wheel. It wasn't nice, but it was out there.
Right. Have you been able to touch base with Kenya? How is she doing amid the suspension? Does she feel like she?
I'm not here to confirm or deny whatever what they decided to do as far as how the network handled this situation. But I definitely have been reaching out to her, checking on her, making sure she's okay. You know what I mean? You know, of course, she hates that I'm not there to support her. I hate I'm not there to support her. Well, not really. I actually am kind of glad I'm not there, but I still want to support her. But, you know, I think she always feels that nobody ever, she said this before, she feels like nobody ever sticks up for her, you know? And I get it. Like, I get what everybody's saying, but she did this, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. But it's just like, you know, everybody involved has said or done something that wasn't cool.
And also another video is floating around on social media where Kandi, she's still talking about the departure of Kenya leaving Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she like, you know, damn, we couldn't find another route to go. We couldn't resolve this in another way because at the end of the day, Kenya was a major part of the show, as well as I just find this as to be an end of an era. And I'm like, oh, Lord.
My friend Kenya is leaving one of her platforms, which is the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys already know I was gone top of the year. And I had made that decision for myself. But unfortunately, my girl Kenya, she was a part of this season. And then there was an incident that happened. I wasn't there. I can't give you a details of what happened. But it makes me sad. I'm not lying about how I feel because she is my friend. I do love her. I do not know the other young lady, so it's not a diss to her. It's just simply, I just feel like Kenya. I know she goes far sometimes, right? And I get it, but I have never known her to make up anything about anybody. And if things are out there about you when you join on a reality show, unfortunately, people are able to pull up things that you've done and share them. And not to say that it's always a nice thing to do or that it is a cool thing to do, but it happens. And I just kind of hate how, because of the situation, she had, they decided to part ways or whatever. And I just felt like, well, dang, like it wasn't nothing else we could do. We couldn't have just said, okay, because I just feel like Kenya is a major part of the show. And I feel like this is the end of an era. I don't care who disagrees. I feel like it's the end of the era. It doesn't matter if you didn't like her or whatever. You always going to need somebody who doesn't mind being real and keeping it 100 on camera, pushing the story, meaning like bringing up things that other people be trying to avoid the topic, and you gotta have that person, or else everybody's just gonna be talking about only what they think is cool for them. They're not gonna necessarily take on the hard conversations on the show. And so I think she's one of those people who made sure that people spoke about what they had to speak about. And so now that she's gone, I just want to see how that's gonna work. I don't know.
Well, shit, they might be on another long hiatus. You see how long it took for them to even come out with a cast? We had to wait, what, a month or two for that? Child, I don't know, honey. But I did, it did make me think back to when she had said, when she was talking to Page 6, like, Kenya, she didn't make up anything on somebody. And I was like, you trying to throw shots at Phaedra, because, Phaedra had this whole rumor, and then, what is it? She told Portia, I think Sheree was right there too. It was just like, oh, so you trying to go there because people have been coming at you, Candy, talking about somehow you gonna take up for Kenya in this situation. But when such and such did that, you was gonna go, yes, fire her ass, or I ain't gonna be on the show no more. I was like, okay. So Kenya took to her Instagram and she had posted this saying, thank you for all the support. Hashtag Team Twirl. My heart is full and my conscience is clean. So many false claims hiding behind anonymous sources. All this conversation and no facts being reported. If a claim or source was valid, would they need to hide? My life is blessed. Myself and my daughter will continue to thrive in a non-toxic environment where we feel appreciated and most importantly protected. So she's saying she don't feel protected by Bravo. Then ain't this ironic? Because one Nene saying all this in her lawsuit, with the discrimination, hostile workplace and all that. Thank you, God, for covering us. And then she did like a little asterisk at the bottom saying this. The rumors and the narrative about me randomly showing or revenge P is 1,000% untrue. I have proof and will share soon. Girl, you should have shared that when you went live when all this shit was popping off and you wanted to get a certain amount of views and you saw you didn't reach that, so you said, nah, I might just keep it to myself. Child, that's when you should have just went on out there and threw it. And she also said on her IG story, you can try to destroy a legacy, but you will never destroy a queen. Kenya. All right then. And of course she been reposting people, talking positive about her, saying they gonna miss her and stuff like that. They really enjoy her on the show. Hell, she had Twitter. I think she was at something million. People tweets was talking about her and her departure from the show and how, Real Housewives of Atlanta just need to go ahead and call it a dub, cancel it, throw it out in the trash because it ain't gonna be the same. I'm like, at this point, it don't even matter because reality TV shows are getting redundant. It's the same damn formula, just different people. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.